What's going on, you guys? Thanks for tuning in. We're going to jump right into today's topic, and that is going to be on what are the best kind of dates. All right. So this is going to start with the first dates all the way up until, you're hopefully in a long-term kind of relationship. What does that look like? All right. So the best kind of dates and the timeline for that. All right. So without further ado, let's jump in. With dates, guys, you got to be methodical. All right. You got to make it make sense with time. Now, what I mean by that is you don't want to just come out of the gates guns a-blazing and try to go to the fanciest, nicest place ever because this girl that you met it just happens to be the best thing since sliced bread, and you're like, this is it. I'm going to sacrifice everything. I'm going to show out everything, right? A couple of things that happens when you do that, right? One, you come off as a little bit desperate, okay? Two, you come off as you're trying to maybe, compensate for something. And three, well, when you set the ceiling in the bar super high, right, it's kind of hard to compete with that. And just as humans, we are very wired to want to seek that same sort of, thrill, that same sort of standard. And so we get stuck in that, okay? So again, don't want to start out there. So how does this look on a practical level? All right, before I talk about that, let's talk about how it most of the time goes. From what I see with guys dating, mistakes I made a long time ago, right? And again, it's all just learning experiences. So if you have done these things, or maybe you haven't even done these things, hopefully it'll give you a good sort of direction to go in, and it'll just help you be more confident. So guys, what I see a lot of guys do initially when they start dating or first few dates, again, they like to show off, right? They like to make sure that they are looking their best, dressed the best, take her to the nicest place, take her to a real expensive place, maybe spend a lot of money, right? Or spend a lot of time, right? They want to make this like first date, this whole day sort of event. And guys, it depends. I mean, yeah, there's people where that's worked. Yes, I get there's first impressions, but hear me out. When you go all out like that, again, you're setting the bar so high and you're showing that you're sort of desperate, right? That for somebody to like you, like you can tell if somebody's going all out, especially, early on, right? Depending on where you met this person, maybe a dating app, maybe out in person, right? I mean, it's crazy, guys. There's guys who think they gotta just like do some sort of just crazy star power effect on these women, right? They gotta just hit it home run, first date. And guys, most of the time, women that you're dating, it's not gonna be that way, all right? It's just not. And let me kind of talk through that process, okay? So a lot of guys, maybe first date, they want to take her out somewhere, spend a lot of money, maybe at the mall, right? Maybe they want to take her out to a real expensive venue, right? Goodness, there's a lot of places you can spend a lot of money, right? You go to expensive sports games, right? A lot of these dates that people are going on, especially if you get older, people are going to be focusing more on the monetary, which is super shallow, guys. It's really messed up. But they forget about the other things that are more important, like communication and actually getting to know somebody and sharing your values and ethics and all that kind of stuff, right? So a lot of guys will start out, they might go to restaurants and they're trying to show off, right? You're trying to basically show that hey, you have enough money to like go out to eat somewhere and all this stuff. And I get it, guys. You're probably thinking, what's wrong with that? The issue is when you're going out to like a restaurant, like a first date, it's sort of like a free meal ticket, okay? I know you guys have probably heard this, maybe seen this before, but there's a lot of girls out there who are just gonna use you as a free meal ticket, especially if it's a first date. I'm not saying you can't take her out to a restaurant on your second date, but guys, let's be real. First dates, don't be taking girls out to steakhouses. Don't be taking them out to restaurants in general, okay? I don't recommend it. I just don't. Because one, there's a lot of distraction at a restaurant. You guys are going to be focused on what's on the menu. You're going to be looking through the menu. You're going to be talking about all these different things. It's going to primarily be around like food, right? And again, to each their own. I just don't see that working out too well. But then you have a lot of guys, man, who might take her out to a mall and just try to blow a bunch of money, maybe on clothes, maybe like a real expensive arcade type of place, or you're trying to do a bunch of activities. Again, why? Why, right? You're leading with your money, and that just never works out long term, okay? And then eventually these guys will try to, lock these girls down. Like, they'll be asking them, do you want to be in a relationship with me? Like, you're fun. You keep going out on dates with me, even though it's only been a little bit. And they try to lock them down, make them their girlfriend because they're desperate and they want somebody to make them feel better because they're lonely. And it's pretty messed up, guys. Okay, so that's how most people date. And you know what? A long time ago, I've been there, all right? I'm no saint. I'm not here to judge. I'm just saying that's how it goes. The majority of the time, it doesn't work. Or long term, it just ends up being a disaster. Now let's talk about how you can date, and this can actually be very beneficial for you. And you guys are probably going to be like, what? But I promise you guys, this is tried and true method, all right? First of all, just to lay some foundation here. Before you go on dates, before you start going out, guys, you should be on your stuff. You don't have to have Bugattis, nice watches, nice clothes. You don't have to be crazy like that, okay? You don't have to be a Chad, but be the best that you can be, right? Make sure you have a decent haircut. Like my hair, it goes super fast. I get a haircut twice a month, okay? I could get away with every 3 weeks, but it starts getting crazy. We're about to get some crazy storms here in North Texas, so I'll have to wrap this up. But guys, you do not want to be looking like a bum, all right? Don't wear clothes with holes, with stains, with all this crap, right? If you aren't there, if you can't afford to just look decent, don't date, guys. A lot of guys think that a woman's gonna fix them, it's gonna give them purpose, it's gonna make them better. Stop that thinking. You'll just end up with women who are gold diggers or who want to take advantage of men who don't have any respect for themselves. So make sure that you're trying to be fit in the gym, doing something you enjoy, doing something physical that you enjoy. Make sure you have a purpose, a plan in life, right? Make sure you have some hobbies. Make sure you have some goal that you're going for, whether that's to open your own business, whether that's something you're just going for in life, like a job. Just make sure you got that foundation. And this is why. First date, guys, doesn't have to be anything crazy. I recommend doing something super simple and fast, all right? Now, what do I mean by that? A lot of guys, when they hear don't spend a lot of money on the first date, they might go, okay, cool. Well, I'm just gonna do something that involves a lot of time. So on the first date, I'm gonna hang out for like 4+ hours. We're gonna go here, there, here, there, here, there. We're gonna go on this all day excursion. It's like, dude, no, like calm down, okay? Very rare instances if your first date goes really well and you guys just have a bunch of time to blow, maybe, but I don't recommend it. Do something that is very low investment. And that's not a bad thing, guys. A lot of guys, or if you're a girl or whatever, might hear this and go, why would you want to have a low investment into someone that you're wanting to date, all right? Because it's a date, especially it's a first date. You don't want to be investing a lot of time, money into someone that you don't really know yet. You don't have a conversation with. You can find out a lot from people on the first conversation. So I recommend doing something super simple and super basic. Go out for coffee, go get some frozen yogurt, go get some ice cream. I mean, the sky's the limit on what you can do that's super simple. A smoothie, right? If you can, and if it's kind of nice outside, maybe go like to a place that is outside, right? You can go eat your ice cream outside, you kind of enjoy the weather, all that stuff, right? If you want to go to a park, maybe pick up some coffee, there's a park close by, or maybe you're in a town square, maybe walk around a little bit, but you really just want to get to know that person, all right? straight up. Once you get to know that person, you can go on some longer and more investment dates, right? But for the first date, guys, I promise, if you spend less money on the first date, there's not going to be as much of a compulsion for you to want to date. What I mean by that, some guys think, well, I spent this money, I spent this time, whatever, I have to date this person. This person has to like me, I have to like them, it has to work. Don't get into that mindset, okay? You want to be very, very set on just talking to this person, getting to know this person, okay? It doesn't have to be this big thing. You just want to get to know this person. Think of it like an interview. Think of it like business, right? It's just, do I even want to date you, right? This first date is really like, do I want to date you? Keep it short, guys. Anything over 4 hours on the first date, to me, it's a little too much. All right. Again, you don't want to show that your whole life revolves around this person. You don't want to give them the wrong idea that you can just drop everything for them and all this stuff, right? You want to keep the first date really to about, maybe some people say 30 minutes. I think that's ridiculous. They want to have this thing where, they're super busy and they don't have time for anybody. That's ridiculous. Okay. So make sure you have a little bit of time carved out, an hour or two, really, but really anything over 4, you're kind of wasting time. With the later dates, guys, you can invest a little bit more time. You can invest a little bit more money. Second date, you can do something like go into a mini golf course, play some putt-putt, go to a cheap arcade, right? Go to, maybe if you haven't gone to like a park or something, maybe go to a park, just walk around, right? First and second date can be kind of interchangeable. First date's gonna be more on just talking to this person. Second date, you can have a little bit more time invested. Don't go crazy with the money though, right? Maybe spend a little bit more. Do something fun, do something where you're active, where you're up and doing something if you can, right? Try to get to know that person, how they are with people and talking to people and around people in public, just doing stuff. It's really good to just do something that's not static, like just sitting and talking. Third date, guys, I'll be real with you. Third date, you could probably start to be more, invested, okay? First 2 dates, you're really gonna know. Most times, guys, after the first date, I know if I want to talk to this person again or not, if I really want to date them, if I see anything going longer, okay? Second date, you're gonna have a really good idea. Third date, if you want to go to a restaurant, maybe you guys both really like, again, it doesn't have to be crazy expensive or fancy, but do that, okay? And the idea is to escalate with time. Escalate maybe how much you spend or the time. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to keep spending more and more money, but it just invest a little bit more, right? Maybe invest a little bit more thought into it. Maybe invest into doing something the other person likes. And eventually, guys, the person you're dating, if they actually like you, they're gonna wanna throw out some ideas. They're gonna wanna help out with dates. They're gonna wanna contribute to the dates. It's just gonna fall into place naturally. So you don't have to do the classic movie thing, honestly, even if I'm with someone long term, unless it's just like spur of the moment or it's a movie we have to see. I hate movie dates because you don't really get to know that person. It just kind of sucks, right? So movie dates are kind of a cop-out. Again, restaurants kind of a cop-out because you're just paying for food and most people are not going to say no to food, right? Also, another thing, a lot of guys think that they should split the bill or that that's the right way to do things. To each their own, do what you want. But to me, if you're the man, right, you should be paying for the dates. And that's why, again, I don't recommend you spending a ton of money. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Now, if she wants to plan a date, that's okay. She can pay for it. If she wants to bring you somewhere, she just really wants to take you somewhere, cool. That's cool. But I believe if you're a man, that you should be paying for the dates. You should be showing her, hey, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you coming here. I'm going to provide for it. If she wants to contribute, like if she really wants to contribute in some way of her own, cool. But your date, if you plan it, it's on you, all right? Don't be that cheapskate guy. Again, that's just me. Women appreciate it. They will. I've had women try to pay, and they really try to pay. I'm like, look, I get it. I really appreciate it, but don't worry about it. And they end up appreciating that a lot more, and they look at you as more of a man, okay? Because these women you're with, they should be looking at you as a man, right? You want them to look at you as a man, right? That's just how it is. So guys, that's how you go about these first dates. And with time, there's no magic formula for the fourth, fifth, sixth date. My first 3 dates, right? That's just what I do. By that third date, you should really know who that person is. And the dates just get more natural from there. It gets easier. But that blueprint for the first 3 dates keeps it really simple, keeps it low key. You're not spending a lot of time, not spending a lot of money. You're not clueless. You're getting to know somebody on the first date, right? Spend a little bit of time. Second date, you're doing a fun activity together, right? And then the third date, you can kind of do what you want with that one. I said restaurant just because a lot of guys are going to be like, well, I want to take her out to eat. Cool. Take her out to like a restaurant, take her out, maybe do like a little bit more of a fun date, maybe combine the two, right? Go to a restaurant and then go do something fun after or before. Go see a play, go see some event, right? Go to a little concert, go to a music event. You can get creative. But guys, I hope this gives you a blueprint. If you have any comments, let me know below, but I'll see you on the next one.